simple secret is to be friendly, cool, and around. That's it. It's, you don't need fanciness, and women see through that. So it's like, be friendly and cool and around. So you see them frequently, you're just there, like if you have classes with that person or whatever, it's amount of time spent around each other, because women, again, need to feel safe. And it would really shock you. I wasn't actually there in attendance, but there's this sort of famous Tony Robbins bit that he does during talks, live talks. And so imagine there's like 300 people in the audience. Tony does this often. 300 people in the audience. And he asks all the men in the audience to stand up. And he goes, how many men, show of hands, have felt unsafe today, like physically unsafe? And maybe like 2-3 men put their hand up. Okay, he's like, okay, men sit down, women stand up. How many women have felt physically unsafe in public today? Every fucking hand goes up. That's probably, like, I saw your eyebrows go up. That's surprising to men. Like, when I heard that story, I was like, oh, right. Oh, like it's dangerous to be a woman. And we don't appreciate that all that well. So if a man is coming up with all this pickup artist shit, like insecure, manipulative weirdness, like trying to be cool, but it's because they don't feel cool enough to just be normal around a girl, cool enough naturally that they have to make themselves cool, that triggers a whole bunch of like warning signals for women. That's the big problem with like pickup. Okay. So instead of that, it's just like, hey, what's up? How's it going? Like the best pickup line, opener, whatever, is like, hey, how's it going? That's literally it. How you doing? It's nothing fancy. And that just like regular shit, like not fancy, just kind of like, oh, that's a cool bag. That's a cool bag. Or that, like, I like your laptop cover. Like random shit. It really doesn't. And then an accumulation of that, just friendly, cool, safe, no big deal. And then what women will do, they will select based on who's safe, in other words, friendly and cool and around, who they feel safe with, and who's got their shit together. Because on some level, even though attraction doesn't imply you're going to have kids together, that's what women are really consciously or unconsciously analyzing for. Is this man going to be a suitable mate that will raise my kids? Will he be good at raising children for me? Will he run out on me? Will he beat me? Will he turn up drunk every day? Will he like fuck up my children? Or will he be a good dad that I can rely upon and good provider? That's the system or algorithm that she's running in her mind. And so it's like, are you friendly, cool, around? Like, okay, I've seen this guy a lot. He's like kind of, they seems like a cool dude, whatever, no big deal, no problem. And then, oh, like Will is really good in this one class that we're taking together. This guy's like fucking sick at calculus, or like he's an amazing graphic designer. Like that, he had this like amazing project that he did and presented to the class, whatever the case may be. Oh, Will's like in the gym all the time. I always see him working out. I always see Will had this book in his bag. He had The Science of Enlightenment in his bag. Like, what's that all about? Will meditates every day. And that, what's that? So she asks Will, like, Will, what's that book? And Will says, there's this meditation teacher, Shinzen Young, that I've really love his material. And then now Will is selecting based on how the female is reacting to that. When I say Science of Enlightenment, does she go, oh, that's weird? Or is she like, damn, that's really cool. Like what's meditation about? Like what benefits have you found? Is she curious about it? Now Will is the one who's assessing whether this person's suitable for him. That's the place you want to get to. So attraction is, number one, Friendly, cool around. In other words, is he safe? Does he make me feel like weird when I'm with him? Are my red flags going off? Or is he like, okay, all good, neutral? Now, past that point, does he have value? Does he have value? How good of a man is he? Does he have like shit going on in his life? Is he just one of these chumps that's like going through the motions? Or, I know you've got a lot going on because you're a part of this group, right? So you have a lot to share. You have a lot of value. Even if that value is not like millions of dollars yet or whatever, you're on your way to like big external things in your life. And so that's what she's selecting based on. Does he have interest? Is he curious? Is his mind awake? Is he like, that sort of thing? And then when you get to the point where and women will feel this, when you get to the point where in the interaction, it switches from her assessing you to you assessing her. Now, and I don't mean this in a manipulative way, okay? Because we're all constantly judging each other. It's a fucking crock of bullshit to say, oh, you shouldn't judge people. We're all judging everybody all the time. You're judging me right now as a teacher. Like, how good is Taylor's delivery? How valuable are the things that he's saying, right? That's a judgment of value to you. So you are judging her value to you. When you get to that point, she starts to realize like, oh, he has standards. He has standards and I need to live up to them. Now she's pursuing you as you're pursuing her. That's called attraction. Does that make sense? So that's how you do it. And it's not wearing crazy shit and saying fancy lines and trying to be the wittiest, you know, wittiest, funniest guy. It is great to develop stuff like that, but not canned, pre-planned, premeditated crap that you say to every woman. But watch a bunch of stand-up comedy. You will get funnier. Learn how to, like, obviously meditation practice, internal development practice, all of that for sure will bring your mind online, will open your mind, and you'll literally be more interesting. You'll be more interesting because you're interested more deeply in more things, in more interesting things. You're developing depth within yourself. When a woman just like realizes that you have layers to you, it's like, oh, Will at first was this guy that was around, like, all good. He complimented my laptop case, like, safe, cool, seems fine, whatever. That's a perfectly reasonable response at first. But when she realizes, like, oh, Will's reading the Signs of Enlightenment, like, it's like more to Will than I thought. Oh, he's like this sick graphic designer. I'm making shit up, obviously, but he's like this sick graphic designer. He's got like a really cool eye, artistic eye. Layers. Oh, Will has like plans to start this business. All of these, again, are layers of value. And when she realizes you have layers, like a lot happening, a lot going on, a lot to you, there's a lot to you, more to you than other guys. She's going to value you more than she values other guys because she is judging based on, like, women in large part can walk out the door and have sex on any given day. A lot of women, like average and above looking women, can go and fuck a guy if they feel like it. They can. Men, not so much. That's a rare man. Okay. So she's got options more than you do. And because of that, she's assessing you compared to everybody else. And if you've got more layers, more depth, more stuff going on, more value, which comes from actually developing yourself, then you're going to stack up really well. You're going to stack up really well. Just be a fucking dope dude. And she's going to figure it out if you're friendly, cool, and around and you don't scare her off. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.